Finding someone that understands you is hard because you're human, and there's a lot of different humans out there. eHarmony helps you find someone you can be yourself with. You think no one would understand mourning a plant like it's a loved one, or singing made-up songs to your dog, but that's the type of person eHarmony helps you find. Someone who makes you feel seen, heard, and understood. Get started today on eHarmony. Get who gets you.
Zaxby's just out-Phillied the Philly again. The Zaxby's Chicken Philly is back with garlic aioli, sautéed peppers and onions, decadent melty cheese, and your choice of Zaxby's signature crispy chicken fingers or delicious grilled chicken. But it's only back for a limited time, so enjoy it while you can. No pressure. It's just the greatest sandwich of all time on a ticking clock. Order the Chicken Philly today. Who's got the sauce? Zaxby's.
What you're hearing is Hardie Fiber Cement Siding living up to its reputation as the siding that helps resist weather damage, no matter what Mother Nature throws its way. James Hardie knows how important a reputation is, especially when you're a home builder. That's why Hardie products withstand the elements better than wood-based siding, with styles to match their strength. Because when home builders work with us, we deliver our best so they can look their best. Protect your reputation with exterior products by James Hardie.
Join us for the Fire Aid Benefit Concert to help rebuild the communities devastated by the wildfires throughout Southern California on Thursday, January 30th at the Intuit Dome and Kia Forum in LA. Enjoy performances by Dave Matthews, Green Day, Jelly Roll, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Stevie Nicks, and more. Listen to it on our free iHeartRadio app. To donate, visit fireaidla.org. Don't miss this incredible night of music and unity.
We're broadcasting live from the 651 Carpets Plus studios, home of the next day install. They're also the climate control. 651 Carpets Plus studios. I'm Common. He's Teneby. We welcome Mark Rosen into the fray. And the soon-to-be big game world champion Minnesota Vikings have locked up Kevin O'Connell. To this point, you probably know, but can't say anything of how many years and how much money it is. Is your wife, does she do those contracts? Is that her job?
Well, I mean, it goes past her desk. Yeah, she was. Yeah, look, we've been through this 100 times. And since Tena is married to an attorney, he knows better than anyone. She doesn't tell me jack squat when it comes to stuff. I mean, big or small. I know when things are happening. I have that spider instinct, and I knew something was happening Tuesday.
Right.
And I assumed it was Kevin. But no, she's not. I mean, yeah, to answer your question, yes, she's the chief legal officer for the Vikings. So,
who draws up the contract? Does she draw that up?
No. Well, I mean, I don't know all the specifics of her details, but obviously, the Wilfs, Mark Wilf in particular, does a lot of that. And Andrew Miller, who's Karin's boss, does a lot of that.
My guess is you call him Andy. You must have a good vibe with him.
I have a good vibe with him. He's an interesting guy. He came here from, the baseball, up in Toronto. And, I get to know him pretty well. But, yeah, everything goes past her desk. I don't know to what extent. I mean, she checks the contracts, but she doesn't tell me anything.
Has Andrew ever roughed it with you up in Cold Spring? Or?
No.
No, you haven't?
No. Just in London.
London?
Yes.
You're roughing
a couple of road trips and a couple other road trips we've been on. Very nice man.
Let me ask you a question. I mean, I know you can't get into details and probably don't know the details, but I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Do you think Kevin O'Connell's been the highest paid coach in North American sports?
No.
Okay. Andy Reid right now is at $20 million.
No,
there's no coach making more than $20 million.
No. Honestly, it's just a guess. I don't know, and she would never tell me. So I'm guessing what did Ben Johnson just get?
13. I heard 13.
I'm guessing 14, 15 million, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a graduate.
Yeah, each year gets a bit.
But I would say it's.
Do you think
probably
it's 5 years or more?
I think it's probably 4, but I don't know.
I thought 4 as well.
I have, and again, it's just a guess. I really don't know. Because it's all relative. Obviously, you get that money if the Vikings were to move on from O'Connell or
it's all guaranteed. You're saying?
Yes. So I mean, he's I don't think there was ever any question that he was going to be back. I know there was a lot of gossip and this and that, and Florio got into it.
No, wait a minute. They're
trade rumors.
Well, wait a minute now. Let me just cut you off there for a second.
That's fine.
There have been a lot of times, a lot of teams have done sign and trades.
Yes.
Happens in the NBA all the time. You do a sign and trade. Could we sign Kevin O'Connell and then trade him for a bunch of draft picks? Well,
as Kevin Garnett said, anything or everything is possible. Anything is possible. A short answer is no.
Okay.
No.
What if the phone rang?
He wasn't ever going anywhere.
If you're the Wilson, the phone rang, would you answer?
Well, you always answer it.
Right. Just asking.
That's just the way the world works, KOC and everyone. But, it's teams get desperate, but no, he's not going anywhere. They had their designs on keeping Kevin from quite a while. And I don't know what, again, I didn't do a deep dive into the Florio thing. I think there's some tension. Well, anytime there's negotiations, look at the tension you have with Abbott when it comes to contract time. I mean, you could cut it with a knife when it comes to, but you managed to shake hands and move on with your lives. I don't know, maybe you did. But I mean, the point of the matter is, I've been involved in negotiations before with my bosses, and it's not always pretty. I mean, it's not supposed to be, but it's also professional. And I think that's the thing. I don't really think there was a question of some real close call that the Vikings were thinking about trading Kevin O'Connell for whatever, draft picks or something. No.
One of my contract negotiations here, this is years ago.
Sure.
Names will remain, what's that?
To protect the living?
Yeah, protect the living. Names will remain. How does that saying go? The names have been changed.
To protect the innocent.
To protect the innocent, but I'm not even changing them. I'm just not going to bring them up. They're going to remain anonymous. And I sat down in the office, and they said, here's what we got for you.
I think he told me.
And I looked at it and I said, that's not so bad, but I was kind of hoping for this.
Yeah. Well, you showed him another number.
And they go, well, no, this is what we have for you.
Yeah.
I go, well, yeah, it's a nice starting point. It's not bad. I appreciate the effort, but I think I need a little more than that. Well, there is no more than that. That's really it. Mm-hmm. So then I have an email that I just gotten off the printer that said, contract negotiation in 15 minutes. I said, this says contract negotiation. That's what it says, right?
The word is negotiation.
It's your writing.
Yes.
You said contract negotiation.
Correct.
It doesn't seem like
Ultimatum.
We're negotiating here.
Yeah.
And then it was, we knew you'd come in high, we would come in low, so I figured we'd just meet in the middle. That was what they told
always
me.
love that one.
I thought to myself, well, how do you know how high I was going to come in? And of course, they had me. I really had no other opportunities. You weren't hiring over at CCO. You weren't going to bring me over there as cub reporter.
No, probably
so
not.
So I swallowed hard. I signed it, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, Kevin O'Connell's probably in a greater position of power than I was.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, the bosses really wanted him.
Yes.
And I think that matters too. And even when you go look at the history of Viking, if I do my shows over there at TCO, they have big pictures of all the coaches, starting with Norm Van Brocklin and Bud Grant, going through the whole list. And it really, it's not like the Pittsburgh Steelers where there's basically 3 pictures.
Correct. Yeah.
But the Vikings, for a franchise that's been here since 1961. Not a bad run with coaches that, for every Les Steckel, who was here 1 year, you had not just, Bud and Chili and Denny Green and Leslie Frazier, and Jerry Burns. And guys usually stick around for a few years. Even Mike Tice had, a run for a few years anyway. But I think Kevin is the one guy they really, more than any time in memory, they want to build a championship team with him coaching it.
Nothing has been announced as far as Kwesi, but all reports, all people seem to believe they are in the midst of a negotiation to extend him as well.
They are.
And
which again makes sense because they kind of go hand in hand, and Spielman and Chile worked together for a while. They got, eventually it got to the point where it got real chilly between the two of them. And I think Gracie and O'Connell, and they're not supposed to agree on everything, but I think there's an understanding and, the hierarchy and the way that, the people behind the scenes work, especially when it comes to what's going to be a very, very, very important free agency period coming up in March. They have, they have a lot of money to spend, and that's where, not just Rob Brzezinski, who's the capologist, gets heavily involved from that standpoint, but the personnel people, the scouting people, you get your pro scouts. You walk in that building. It used to be. I laugh. I drive by 71st in France, quite a bit, and that's where the Vikings headquarters was for years and years and years. And it was just, you look at it now and you go, I can't believe Max Winter had an office here. Jim Finks, the general manager, had an office here. Bud Grant had an office here. The assistant coaches had offices here. A few other personnel, secretaries. That was it. They didn't have a workout facility. They didn't have, a big room where all they had, the film rooms, and no, that was it. And it's, you insert your own joke, but now it's a cremation society over there. That's exactly what it is.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a cremation society. That's
the old Winter Park?
Well, the original.
The original.
Not the Winter Park
right.
on 494.
Right, the original one.
The original Vikings offices were on 71st in France.
Yeah.
And I chuckle every time I drive by it, and I think about, man, I used to pop in there and you just walk into somebody's office. They were right there.
No security.
No, not at all. No.
Just walk right in, set yourself down.
Yeah,
maybe let
there's
your
some
hair
incredible
grow
stories. Yeah, that was it. They only had, basically Bud had, 4 assistant coaches? That was about it.
Another head coach signed, Ben Johnson signed yesterday with the Bears, and his counterpart on the other side of the football with Detroit, Aaron Glenn, longtime defensive back and defensive coordinator, signs with the New York Football Jets, where he started his football. I believe he played 7-8 years there.
He did play. He played quite a while there. So that makes sense for him too. And I think what you still got Vegas and New Orleans. Am I missing one other one? Or is that it as far as vacancies go? Those are the two prominent ones.
So you have the decimated Detroit defense and the decimated Detroit coaching staff. Everything's being decimated. They're tearing it down to the studs in Detroit is what they're doing.
They'll be fine.
I don't know. I think they may have had, I think their window's closed.
They got a pretty good roster. I wouldn't say their window's closed.
I think their window's closed.
Well, Campbell might be, I heard the play-by-play guy at PA yesterday.
Danny Miller?
Campbell might be calling the plays again. He did a few years ago.
Gotta be kidding me.
No. That's what his speculation was as well.
My guess is, and I love Danny, I think he might have trouble tying his shoes. I don't.
Well, it is, all he has on his chart is every 4th down play that he wants to go for.
I'd rather leave that play calling up to somebody else, but whatever they want to do. We'll take a break and come back. Tenneby, let's do I know you have a keyword. Let's do the second of our third giveaways today, and we'll take them in the order in which we receive them. Donnie Felder played guitar with the Eagles for years and years and years. He's doing a solo circuit right now. He'll be at Treasure Island Resort and Casino Friday night at the Island Event Center. It should be a spectacular performance. I got a pair of tickets for you. Be the 11th caller at 1-800-320-5326. 1-800-320-5326. You'll get a pair of tickets. Otherwise, they're available right now at ticasino.com.
The fan wants to give you a shot to put $1,000 in your hand with our national cash contest. Just enter the keyword money at KFAN.com now for a shot at winning. The keyword is money. Enter now, KFAN.com. Get ready to experience the raw energy of 9 Inch Nails live.
9 Inch Nails.
Trent Reznor and the band are hitting the road for an electrifying tour you don't want to miss. Catch them at XL Energy Center on August 17th for a night of unforgettable music and intense performances. Tickets go on sale next Wednesday at noon. You can get all the details at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
The 9 Inches and Growing Tour. Comedy's Tenneby. Mark Rosen is here, and wonders never cease. Minnesota Golden Gopher men's basketball team comes up with their second Big Ten victory in a row. They stunned.
Shocking.
Much like Washington shocked and stunned the world when they beat
settle
Detroit.
down.
No, the Minnesota Golden Gophers stun and shock Iowa with a victory last night, 72-67. Their second Big Ten win in a row. Their first win at Carver Hawkeye since 2015. Your thoughts?
Well, I watched the second half, and first of all, shocked is a little. I mean, I'm thrilled they won.
That's not shocking to you?
Iowa's not very good. They're just not. I mean,
Detroit's defense is not very good.
Well, okay, it's a little different situation. Comparing it to the shocking win of
whatever
Washington.
you want to do. I was shocked.
I'm just saying that they were, and they had to hold on for dear life. They had a 17-point lead, and Iowa started chipping it away at the end, and then Minnesota had to make some free throws, which is always nerve-wracking considering their recent history of missing way too many free throws. But Frank Mitchell managed to hit a couple with 10 seconds to go, and that was too much for Iowa to overcome. So, yeah, it was, again, happy to see it. They won 2 in a row, right? I mean, and any Big Ten win, they're 10-9 overall, but they're only 2-6 in the Big Ten, and they led by 63-46 with 6 minutes to go, and then I think they darn near blew it at the end. The last thing you wanted to see was have this thing go into overtime. But Iowa could not make a 3-point shot for, I think, 3/4 of the game, and then they did at the end. And it was a pretty quiet crowd, but they got into it certainly at the end when Iowa made a run. But it's not a banner Iowa team, and we've seen some very good players in Iowa over the years.
Sounds like you're scoffing at the Gopher victory.
I'm not scoffing at them at all. I think anytime you win for the Gophers, anytime you win a Big Ten game, it's a good day. And it's good to see that they're starting to play a little bit better, and hope they can continue it. We know their limitations. Dawson Garcia, who's actually a pretty good free throw shooter, missed 2 of them with 25 seconds to go, but Iowa also missed a free throw. There's a lot of free throws being missed. But no, I'm not at all scoffing at it.
Do you think this victory, these last 2 victories, if this continues, they could get back into the at-large berth conversation in the NCAA tournament?
Challenging. The NCAA, they got to get in the Big Ten tournament. Oh. And they're only with the top 12 or something. They're not even, they're still at the bottom of the heap right now. They got a lot of work to do to get back into it. But again, I watched the second half, and as a longtime Gopher fan and reporter covering it, of course I want to see.
What's your favorite venue in town? When it's rocking, right?
I mean, over the years, over the history of covering sports here, I would say covering Big Ten basketball at Williams Arena, and you can fill in the blanks with the coaches, especially, Clem's teams that were there, and even going back to Flip, but not Flip, when Flip was a player. But Tubby, Smith, and yeah, it was always a great atmosphere at the raised floor. I'd be sitting near Sid, who would be screaming at the officials the whole night.
Right,
he knew him by name, first name, and the official would be barking back at Sid. It was classic, but yeah, it was great, and the fans really got into it. And I hope that those thrilling days of yesteryear will come back at some point. It's just not there right now. But in the meantime, just try to win as many as you can.
3 players got into the Hall of Fame. Suzuki,
I believe so.
And the other 2 were actually, we knew about them already, didn't we? Weren't they like seniors or?
Well, they had. I saw the reaction of.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I was.
Sabathia got it, right?
Yeah, CC Sabathia, Billy Wagner. I saw the video of Billy Wagner. And I don't know if it was yesterday's video. I think he was standing with his wife, and he even broke into tears as he'd been waiting a long time.
Blubbered.
Yeah, he was. But yeah, good for CC Sabathia. So yeah, Mariano Rivera is the only player to get 100% of the vote. I heard you guys talking about that. I don't know how Suzuki didn't, but that's a whole nother story.
Well, somebody, again, I know how he did. There's always
yeah.
Those handful of writers that it's more about
smarter than the average.
If Babe Ruth couldn't get in on first ballot or whatever, they go, well, then why should this guy get in?
Right.
So that they don't vote, and it's their vote. They do whatever they want.
Of course. So, first Japanese player to get inducted in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
How many Maurer went in. Did Tony O go in as a senior yet?
Well, Tony O went in.
Yeah.
Yes. Along with
Blyleven. He's in. Blackjack's in.
Cott.
Kitty Cott's in.
Yeah.
Killabrew's in.
Yeah, I ran into Paul Molitor at the grocery store the other day.
Yeah. Molly's in.
Molly's in.
Though most of his career was spent with Milwaukee.
Yeah, in fact, I was talking to him about his time with the Brewers and what's his name? Bob Uecker. Just
Did you invite Molly over?
Over where?
Well, to Kowalski's. You saw him ran into the grocery store.
I did run into my Kowalski's.
Yeah, you practically lived there. So you had him over to your house.
You know what? There weren't many people in the store. It just so happened to be after I had an appointment the other morning. I had to go.
What kind of appointment was it? Can you say?
I'm just working on rehab and stuff, and my body, and just.
Are
trying
you
to get
still
better.
seeing the Fitness King?
Oh yeah. I saw him this morning.
Really?
I see him every Wednesday and Friday mornings.
Because you used to come in here with your tracksuit on. So I thought maybe you were.
Actually, I had it on, but I decided I cleaned up to look a little bit more presentable today because I hadn't shaved or anything. So yeah, I
didn't shave the last couple of days.
Now at times, I don't have to worry about the TV gig anymore, at least right now. So no, I still work out with the Fitness King twice a week, and it's extremely important to do that. But yeah, I ran into Paul. I mean, there was not many people in the store. We had a nice little chat for a little bit, a couple minutes, talk about Bob Uecker and a little bit about the Twins. Not a lot, I think
not a lot to say.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, it's hard to rally around a lot this year. I think, I think Barrero has Baldelli on today. I thought I heard him promo that yesterday, but I haven't seen. Is Guardsy in the other room? He's doing Gopher women's basketball tonight. They got a big game tonight against Michigan at home.
He just gave you a thumbs up, so I think that's what he means.
Oh, okay.
By that is he's
they got a big game against Michigan.
I saw where the broadcast crew that's going to be on. It's not Fox Sports or Bally's or FanDuel or whatever it's called anymore.
Right.
It's now going to be on Major League, but they kept everybody. It's going to be Provis, and they're going to use the same
announcers
rotation as analyst guys. And Audra's going to be there, and they're also the same
Perkins and
and the same studio crew too.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, the only one who stepped aside and announced his retirement from all that was Roy Smalley.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't know what that means as far as we went through this whole business last year where, I had to go sign up for DirecTV because I didn't have it and to watch.
I don't understand where I'm going to see the game.
I don't either. And I was hoping maybe.
Is it strictly streaming on MLB? You have to stream it? I don't know.
I don't know. I hope it's a little more simpler than that, but I really don't. If it's an MLB network thing or if it's, I don't think it's going to be the same channel that we've been watching like the Wild and the Wolves on.
I don't believe it is, but maybe we can dig into that. Maybe
someone can let us know.
Yeah, somebody that pays more attention to that. People that talk about sports for a living could give us a call.
That'd be nice.
Let us know. Sorry about that. I'm not paying as close attention to sports as I once did. Let's do our final giveaway of the day as we go to break. 5 Iron Golf is in the North Loop. I'm the ambassador. They've got TrackMan simulators there, craft cocktails, a couple of cocktails. They also have chef-inspired food. You'll love it. It's a great place to hit knockdown, punch, cut, fade draws, play some of the greatest courses in the world with, again, that TrackMan simulator technology. Got $100 gift card for you, 1-800-320-5326. 1-800-320-5326. You'll win that $100 gift card to 5 Iron Golf from 5 Iron Golf. All of us here at the Fan and the official and unofficial ambassador of Minnesota Golf. 13-14 pass on the common man, Dan Cole. He's 10 to be. The legendary Mark Rosen is here. Last segment of the day before we turn it over to Big Ticket and JG for Bumper to Bumper. Are you familiar with what grok is? Grok.
No.
Grok is the X, formerly known as Twitter. It's their EI. Or AI.
Oh, AI? Okay.
So if you go to your Twitter feed, you'll see Grok.
I've seen the name. I have no idea what it is.
And so it's amazing how quickly it can tell you about anybody. For instance, tell me about WCCO's Mark Rosen.
You just asked that question?
Yeah, I'm asking right now.
Okay.
Let's see what it says. No, that's the wrong one. I did that wrong. Sorry. I just set that out as a tweet.
Oh, great.
Sorry. I just sent a tweet that says, tell me. Well, I bet I'll get a lot of responses.
You get a lot of responses to that.
That might not have been the best thing to do. Oh, well. Okay.
I know AI is, helping people write whatever, press releases, novels, homework, commercials. But I really don't know how Grok works.
CCO's Mark Rosen. I'm going to get a lot of responses.
I'm sure you will. Great.
What they're saying.
Can hardly wait.
This is how quick it is. Mark Rosen is a well-known figure in Minnesota sports broadcasting, particularly recognized for his long tenure at WCCO TV Channel 4. Here's an overview of his career and legacy. Mark Rosen began his career at WCCO TV as a high school junior from St. Louis Park, initially as an unpaid intern in 1969. He was eventually hired full-time while attending the University of Minnesota. Over the decades, Rosen progressed in his role, eventually becoming the sports director, anchor, and reporter at the station. His Sunday night show with Ahmad Rashad, initially known as the Rashad Rosen Report and later Rosen Sports Sunday, became a staple of local sports until 2016. Throughout his career, Rosen was recognized for his contributions to sports journalism. He was named Best TV Sportscaster by City Pages multiple times and was inducted into their Hall of Fame. He has also secured numerous regional Emmy Awards. His book, Best Seat in the House, published in March 2012, details his experiences and highlights from his extensive career. Retirement and post-CCO activities. Rosen retired from WCCO TV in January 2019 after a 50-year career, making him one of the longest-serving sportsman personalities in any major U.S. city. Post-retirement, he continued to be active in the media landscape, a regular guest on KFAN radio, appearing on shows like The Power Trip and The Common Man program. See, it doesn't say program.
No.
AI doesn't know everything.
It doesn't understand everything.
Rosen also engaged in public speaking, discussing topics like teamwork, communication and attitude, and has served on board of directors for organizations like Children's HeartLink and ACES. Talks about your personal life and the passing of your wife, Denise. Talks about your new marriage. It says you're also your legacy. Rosen is celebrated not only for his longevity in broadcasting, but also for his genuine passion in Minnesota sports, his approachable personality, and his significant community involvement. You're part of the cultural fabric.
Wow, that's all. That just spit all that out?
Right there.
Holy cow.
Didn't take him long.
You have to show me how to do that.
You can do it for anybody.
Yeah, interesting.
We did it for meat sauce.
Why am I laughing?
Well, because it said that he's known for his male genitalia jokes. That's what it said.
Is that what it said?
Except it didn't use male genitalia.
It used something else. Yeah, okay.
That's what it said. That's what he's known for.
I thought you could tell me he was known for his stand-up comedy.
No.
Okay.
No. He's known for his jokes about male genitalia.
Well,
that's something to be proud of, isn't it?
That's the whole power trip.
That kind of is it. So let me do this.
Wow. Well, let
me do this. I'm going to.
But I mean, I don't know. That's pretty detailed.
Oh, it's detailed.
I got to admit.
I'm going to. I just don't want to have to go through all of them. I'm going to delete that post about the question.
That would be a good idea.
It just takes too long. I don't want to go through them all. There'll be hundreds, and my guess is hundreds, and most of them will not be that flattering.
Probably not.
They'll be trying to get you going.
Well,
that's what we do, right?
I'm sure Brody'd be first in line.
Yeah. Well, Baldelli is coming on, so I may as well talk a bit about the Twins. Pitchers and catchers report a few weeks, I would think, right? Is it mid-late February?
Yeah, not that far away. I think isn't Twins Fest, or do they still call it that this weekend?
I think it is this weekend.
Yeah.
Did you know that they added a new interactive exhibit there? It's called the Pohlad Penny Pinching Booth.
What happens there?
Well, you get to watch Joe Pohlad pinch a penny.
Literally.
But you have to pay him $24.99. And then for another $19.99, they'll put it in a commemorative frame for you. The one catch is you have to provide the penny.
Maybe you'll have the new owners there. That would be surprising.
How long do you think it'll take?
I don't know. I mean, again, people I trust over there are hopeful they'll be done by opening day. I mean, if
not finalized, but identified, these people are buying it.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. But as far as the actual team is concerned, and we'll have plenty of time to discuss it, I just don't know. I mean, we're going to have the same discussions.
They've done nothing, right? They've
not really.
They've added a couple of minor players, I think, is what they've done, and that's really all.
It's sort of like the same discussions that we've had for how many years now. Is Byron Buxton going to be able to stay healthy? Carlos Correa stay healthy? Who's going to be their new first baseman with Santana gone? Right. And what's their starting pitch? I mean, relief pitching going to look like? I mean, I think the starters we pretty much know with Lopez and Joe Ryan and Bailey Ober, and who else am I missing? I mean, it's sort of out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, Ober, Ryan,
Lopez.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, again, there's a number of names. I mean, who's the guy that went back and Louis? Louis gone back and forth between starter and reliever, starter reliever. They might give him another shot at the at the starting pitcher position.
So otherwise, I just kind of shrug my shoulders until see otherwise. I mean, the Twins feel they can. If the Twins, and I'm sure Baldelli will talk about it. I mean, they feel they can compete in this division to win it. They certainly were in the running up until the collapse late in the year. I don't know if Cleveland's necessarily done anything. Their payroll's not anything to write home about. I don't think they've increased payroll or signed any big names. So, it's there for the taking. I mean, if you want to look at it that way, you're in the weakest division, arguably, in the major leagues. So, they have that going for them. But it's disappointing. I'm exhausted about talking about it until you see some results or see something change. And I think that the Twins fans in particular are hopeful this new ownership group will come in and give them a jolt. That's all you can say. I mean, they're not going to increase payroll by immediately, of course, by $50 million, but something needs to happen, and it may not even happen beginning of this season because we don't know when that's going to be finalized.
Several text messages have come into the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line. This one says, all streaming, meaning the Twins games.
Oh, is that right?
All streaming unless a local station like Fox 9 picks it up. I don't even know how to stream, so I guess I won't watch any games. That's why another one said, can't you two be honest with everyone? Neither one of you will be watching the Twins very much this year. Well, I've said that. Everybody knows that.
Well,
I'm not acting as though I'm going to watch any Twins game. Here's how generally my Twins viewing goes each and every year.
Right.
Early in the year, I'll watch a handful of games because it's just starting. Plus, I get done at 3. Games are starting at 3 a lot of times. So that first week or two, they're doing day games. So I'll go home, and I get home at 4, and I'll click it on, and I'll have it playing. I'm not locked in. Then that's it. I don't watch much after that. I will watch it if they get into postseason play. Then I watch. But no, can't you two be honest with everyone? I've been honest about it. I've been honest about it forever. I've never watched a lot.
And if you heard me last year, I mean, I got to the point where I literally signed up, even though I had Comcast, signed up for DirecTV for one reason only. That was to watch Twins. So, I mean, to throw water on that gentleman's theory, no. I mean, I did want to watch the Twins, and that's why I did it. And then eventually, because they were able to figure out their TV deal. Now, again, the streaming part, I think, again, is going to add more confusion. And it's more incumbent for the Twins to get off to a good start because, man, if you don't grab the people who are still interested in it and lose them early in the season, good luck. They are really going to have an uphill climb.
This text message says, has Rosen asked permission to put up a DirecTV dish at Kowalski's?
That's a good combination. Well, I don't think it's going to be on DirecTV now, so that's like, again, therein lies the problem. But that would be a good solution.
Well, you practically live there.
I do practically live there. Thanks for mentioning them. I'm sure they appreciate it. Very good family.
It's my favorite commercial of all time.
Yeah.
Where you said you practically live at Kowalski's.
Well, you know what? Considering I don't live near there and I'm there, it seems
well,
like...
I know. I realize it's just a line we all use. I spend a lot of time there. Yeah, I feel like I live there, but you know me.
Last night, man.
You know me. I like to take, especially if there's a cheap shot involved, I'll take things literally. Yeah, so I took it literally that you practically live there, which means you're there all the time.
It was great stuff last night. Salmon in the oven and then tater tots in the air fryer.
No.
Oh, I mean, how good is that? I mean, I know... You got to be. I heard.
Did you put a little lemon on that salmon then too? Do you like it a squeeze?
There's a
lemon?
Seasoning that I get that I put on there, but I put a little lemon on there. But mostly the seasoning, which
you
makes
can rattle those pots and pans.
Oh yeah. And then we had some peas. Well, you guys were talking about food earlier. I'm not a pickle guy either. I'm with Tenna on that, and especially pickle juice. Oh my God, it's the worst.
I can drink pickle juice.
I know you could, but yeah, salmon was really good.
I hate salmon.
Oh, so fresh.
I hate any seafood other than
really
shrimp or lobster. It's bland. It doesn't have much taste to it. And then
not the way you got to prepare it the right way.
Well, then that's like if you put enough spices on shoe leather,
it's not exactly the same thing.
It'll taste okay. It'll taste like something other than shoe leather because you've got paprika on it, some kind of a cream sauce. Well, yeah. So you take fish that's bland and go, well, it's a chunk of meat and I'm supposed to like fish, and then I'll just throw a cream sauce on it and a bunch of spices to make it taste like something. Otherwise, it doesn't taste like anything.
I disagree, but that's okay.
Maybe you have sophisticated taste buds.
I do. Not well. I mean, it's gotten better over the years. I never ate oysters until like about 3 years ago. Now I can't get enough of them.
I stopped eating them. Didn't we have this discussion before?
I don't know. I
started
remember.
eating them at Ocean Air when I started going to Ocean Air, and I thought it was cool.
And potato there.
I used to think it was cool to eat, because eating oysters.
Yeah.
Then after a while, after about the 13th, 14th time, I said, same thing. These don't taste like anything. They're just kind of squishy, and I don't want to eat them anymore, and I stopped eating them.
Put a little horseradish on them.
Well, that's it. Well, I can just drink horseradish now.
I like the smaller ones. I don't like I think the East Coast ones are the larger ones, but I always get that a little confused. But.
All right, now let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that if I brought in a East Coast bunch of what do we say, oysters, and brought some from the West Coast or the Gulf Coast, that you would be able to tell the difference?
The only difference is simply the size of them.
Okay.
And not from a taste standpoint. No. Right. I mean, but from a size, I again, I'm getting a little confused because I think the East Coast ones are larger, and I don't care for those as much. You slurp those things down, and I like them smaller, and then they're pretty tasty too. I don't get them all that often.
Teach his own.
Yeah, that's fine. But I never ate them for the longest. I like mussels. I like a lot of different seafood.
Well, and you can see the mussels. That's from working out with the fitness camp.
Yeah,
I can see why you like mussels. You've got some vim and vigor to you that I've never seen before.
That's right.
What do you do?
Oh, man. I ran into Molitor and we talked about that, our aches and pains when you start to hit a certain age. It's like, oh, man.
Have you noticed how good Mark Rosen looks, and there's a spring in his step? He's spry.
Yeah. Better than when he was 45.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Funny.
No, I'm being serious.
Okay.
You know who sent the text about the dish on top of Kowalski's? Take a guess.
Larry Mandela guy. Well, he's
it's a great line.
I'm sorry I missed him at the comedy show last week.
He was very good.
I'm sure he was on his game.
Well, Meat Sauce had new material. He had baby stuff.
Well, I hope so.
The order it went was LMG opened up and did about 20. He could have quit at 12, but he did 20 anyway.
He doesn't know his limit.
Then I'm just telling you, Colleen Justice is so funny.
That's good.
She's got such great material. And she even said before, she goes, I haven't worked in a while, so I might be a little rusty. And unless you're a comic, you would never have noticed that she wasn't really rusty at all. I mean, I think there was maybe once or twice you could see she was trying to remember a line, but she was simply so charming. She does such a great job. Then,
got a professional.
Then Meat Sauce gets up there.
Oh, boy.
And by the way, I told you, Frankie V was there.
Yeah, you told me that.
Vassalero and Schaefer bullshit. He's scouting because I invited him to do comedy.
Well, he should.
And I told him he should, get Amelia with him. They could be the next Laurel and Hardy.
Well, no, they could be
Abbott Costello, Stiller and Mira, or Sacco and Vanzetti. And he said, well, I like the Stiller and Mira part a little bit better. And so then I tried to muscle him in.
Right.
Did I tell you the text I sent him? Okay,
no.
Okay, so this is it. So we talked about it when we played Program Password last week, right? Or 2 weeks ago. He was in for Program Password. So I texted him. I said, so I arranged for the start time of the January 17th comedy show at the New Hope Cinema Grill to 7:30. You and Amelia will take the stage for your stand-up comedy debut just before 8 o'clock, the Stiller and Mirror of Minneapolis. The two of you can do 10, 15, or 20 minutes, whatever you feel comfortable with. And then he texts back, I love the assumptive close and persistence. See, he loved how I was assuming he was going to show up. He said he liked to do it. He wasn't going to be able to do it this past Friday, but he did show up to watch how it was done. And I'm sure after he saw Meat Sauce, he's thinking, well, I can't possibly be that bad. Right? I mean, you just look at it and say, well, I can do that. Yes, I can do that.
Well, that's exactly what I did when you got me to do it a couple times.
You see Meat Sauce working. This is what Meat Sauce...
I love doing that, by the way. It was fun.
Here's what Meat Sauce said. This is how he ended his last 4 bits. He's got a good concept, right? Okay.
He spaces out, right?
And he starts, he doesn't have a close to it because he hasn't thought it out that far. He goes, I think that'd be really funny. And then I think he thinks he's just going to wing it, right?
Right.
Then he gets to it and it just stops without a punchline. And he goes, that wasn't even funny. I don't even know why he did that. Then he starts the next one and he tells a story and then it just stops before a punchline. And he goes, that was really bad. I don't know why I even thought of that. And then he did it like 4 times. And he goes, I just got to get off the stage. I'm going to turn it over to real comic. They still loved him.
Yeah, that's maybe they thought that was his bit.
Well, maybe it was.
I guess so.
Maybe it was.
I did get a comment. We all did. Mike Johnson sent us a text about the Twins situation. Aaron Gleeman has indicated it'll be on all major cable/satellite companies.
Oh!
It will just be its own channel now instead of FanDuel Sports. So that's according to a gentleman who listens to the show and according to what he claims what Aaron Gleeman has said on all major cable satellite companies. It's going to be its own channel now.
So in other words, my guess is there'll be nothing there until the pregame show starts. It'll just be blank and you turn it on because I don't know, what other programming would they fill it with?
Old games?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, since MLB's running it, maybe they'll just do some kind of MLB network stuff.
Well, MLB's got all the rights to that
because
stuff.
they won't just give you what they air on MLB because they want you to pay for that. So
of course.
They might have some, like you say, old games or who knows what they'll do.
Yeah,
or maybe it might just be nothing except the game.
No, that's possible.
I mean, there was a time...
They got the pregame show, and then they do...
Well, yeah, but you know what I'm saying is just nothing but that 4-hour window might be the only thing they have. I don't know. That's possible. I mean, if you'll remember back, and you know this because you're in TV, TV used to shut down at midnight.
Oh, they played the national anthem on weekends, and then they'd sign off.
Yeah, and they would have a big flag waving there. They had a camera outside of Perkins. And
that's about it.
Thank you. And that would be and then they would come back at 6 a.m.
Yeah,
but they would actually
sign off.
Sign off.
Yeah.
And I bet that's what that streaming will do. It'll be like Twins game starts at 7, a pregame at 6:30. At 6 o'clock there'll be nothing there. Test pattern.
Right.
Or maybe just something on the screen, Twins baseball coming up.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you got to, what kind of content you're going to put together
I don't know.
For the other 20 hours of the day. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Have a rain out.
It'll be interesting to see. Spread swinging the ball. Someone's getting eliminated, and I think I know who that someone is. I think I'm done.
Oh, are you? Oh.
Yeah. No! Well, I took the kiddies.
Well, that's true.
And they got shocked and stunned by Washington. Who saw that coming?
No one.
And then what was the other one I picked? I picked another loser. I had.
I can look it up.
I took Houston.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I took Houston to hang with Kansas City, I think.
Well, they kind of did.
Yeah, so maybe I got something there, but I think I'm done.
You took the Rams plus
that's
6.
it. It was a Rams plus 6.
Oh, yeah, the Rams.
So that might have actually been a break even.
I think Deuce is running away with it.
I think it's you and Deuce going head to head. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Tenneby, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
And you as well. We enjoyed our visit. Stick around. Big Ticket JG. They are next right here on The Fan.
Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon. And good night, Minnesota.
And good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash. Wherever you are.
Well done, young man.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.